First of all, I thank our organizer of IFM to bring everybody in class. That makes sense. For the University of Salaam, that's home, the students. So the actuarial profession, not only in Tanzania is new, in many countries, in developing countries is new. However, when I graduated, there was no Google. There was no internet. We used to do programming on tape. There was no Excel, there's no spreadsheets. All the formulas had to be done by hand. So you have it easy to learn. You have it very easy. And most likely, generation 10 years from today, most likely it will be much easier. With artificial intelligence, without forward-looking, you don't really need probably the current actuarial education. And because the education changes and regulation changes, you cannot graduate and say, oh, now I'm an actuary. This is why most countries in the world, you have to do what is called continuous education. You cannot graduate today and 5 years from now, you'll be valuable. You will be obsolete. It's like a doctor studied how to open heart surgery 20 years ago. The tools are different today. They can see everything on the microscope, on the computer, digital. That didn't exist before that. So this is what we are talking about, the journey of your actuarial education. Unfortunately, most of you or people who go to get a job, they are having their CV with them, and they are trying to get a job. He concluded his talk, if you are going to for a life insurance, you should know life insurance. If you are going to general, you should know. I want to go a little bit further. Before you know about life insurance, if you're going to apply to Salaam Life, learn about Salaam Life. So when you are going to show the employer or your potential employer that you have done your research about the company and you chose to go and work for them, sell yourself to them, to that employer, that you are interested in working to them. And never, never, never say, I'm coming here to learn. You say, I'm willing to learn. Because if you come and say, I'm coming here to learn, he'll tell you, go back to the university. I know the university. But you are willing to learn what they offer, that's a different story. So when you go apply for a job, have a choice. Put in your mind, first of all, go visit the company that you are least interested in. The company that least interested to practice how to apply for a job. And only when you know how to apply for a job, go seek the company that you want to apply for a job for. And only then you are confident and speak out, not the way you speak to me when I've been speaking to you, but barely your voice comes out. Speak out. Be confident. One more remark, and we want to see if he confirms to me or not. The starting salary for an actuarial student in Tanzania should be anything between 800,000 shilling per month to 1.5 million shilling per month as a starting graduate. If this graduate have some more experience that person has good reference from his internship before, or you have interned somewhere and that employer likes you because when you interned they were impressed by you, you may have a little bit more than 1.1, 1.2 million. However, the salary grows not only by experience, but by qualification. Because none of you that graduate, you are of value to the employers on signature basis. You are only of value to the employer of knowledge basis. To be qualified actually, that will be part of my talk later on, of how you qualify to become an actuary. So, is that correct regarding the salary range? And it could grow 4 or 5 million with years of experience.
100% right, and basically this practical example when I was at Salaam, I was working in Actuary, the graduate, but with almost 3 years experience. A very good one, the one I think you mentioned when you went to Phoenix. So Phoenix just took that date from Salaam. She was earning 1.3 billion. And remember, this actually, it was first employed by Deloitte among the big four. Unajua Deloitte wanaajiri maconsultant. Ukipata kazi Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, Ernst & Young, kuna kazi kidogo inabidi kufanya in terms of the interview. So she was working with Deloitte, and then she went to Germany, and then we took him to Salaam. She was earning 1.3. And then she came crying in my office. This is what I'm getting. I know the value, she said, how much she was. Because we are doing group life, when you find a group life, we insure life insurance companies. So, unapata at least pamoja na mishahara yao. So she was able to compare what other actuaries were getting from other organizations. So she's very smart, and she was telling me that women's university, I was teaching this lady at university. Now she's earning 5 million and 1.3 million. And some other actually, okay, I will test her, but just give me that. 24 coming back, I get a salary. By the time I left Salaam, she was earning around 5 million. And I know now she's somewhere else. Definitely, she has made it double her salary. But she's doing all what Mr. Muhanna said. Careers development. So she was working with Salaam Actuary department. She was traveling, so she was learning a lot. She did MSc. She also did the finance. So kama nikaa tunasubiri mishahara ifanye. No hapana, anasoma bila siku. She's doing lots of exams, academic exams. She's learning from so 1.3 that could be 10 million in a space of 5 years, but she's working on it.
Here I would like to mention it's a matter of demand and supply. The demand went up like this in the insurance company the past 1 year. The insurance companies in Tanzania, they've been dormant, not dormant, sleeping as far as actuarial profession development for the past 20 years. And when they hire one of the graduates, they put them in underwriting, doing group life, doing this, not doing proper reserving. There was no regulation requiring actuarial work. So this is why we did not see the insurance industry actively developing the profession. Now, the industry, they need actuaries because the regulation asks them to have actuaries. Because the new accounting standard asks them to have actuaries. And there is no actuary. So the salaries went up. These salaries are going to go down. When the 50 graduates of University of Salaam are in the market looking for jobs, so don't expect a 5 million entry job. We have 50 of you to choose from, and we have 20 of you to choose from, so we choose who we like, and the salaries are going to down. However, salaries of actuaries can go up with qualification, your signature becomes valuable, not only a degree at the university. So it is not a rosy picture. So this is where we would like the university to be more selective, not to have big classes and classes that are not graduating really qualified, really strong actuarial background. And I will be talking about both the administration of IFM and the University of Salaam. Just to let you know, 4 or 5 years ago, I had almost a commitment from the University of Salaam not to exceed the class at 25 students. A class, actuarial class, more than 25 students, it's almost impossible for the teachers to teach you correctly. Second of all, when a class, first year students start 50, we expect dropouts. I noticed in Dar es Salaam, there is no dropout. They start 50, they graduate 50. And I don't think all of you are brilliant. So I don't know how they are graduating. Especially the ones that we are interviewing are not very impressive. So I think we have an obligation as a profession, and now I'm talking as a profession, not as an employer, to speak, to have a dialogue with the university about this generation, this creation of actuarial diplomas that some of you are working for Vodacom, some of you are going to work not as actuaries. If you know that, that's fine. But if you want to be an actuary, you have to demand actuarial education correctly, by actuarial faculty correctly, so you get your education background. And of course, as I told you, you have an advantage on education that we did not have. You have the internet. You have to be inquisitive enough to look what is actuarial courses out there, so you can improve your skills and knowledge. So, on your behalf, I thank Mr. Khamis. I'm gonna have another just 10 minutes talking about the profession. The International Actuarial Association was created in 1895 as a collection of individual actuaries in the world. That's over 125 years ago. And this association of individual actuaries, they decided 5 people in Germany, 10 people in Canada, whatever, international actuaries, individual actuaries. They decided we want to create a group, the way you have your WhatsApp group, a group of actuaries that we can meet once every 4 years. And they created that called the Congress of Actuaries, the National Congress of Actuaries. And they meet once every 4 years. In 1995, after 100 years of the IAA, the way it used to be, during one of the congresses of this group of individual actuaries, the leadership of the profession decided we want to change that from a collection of individual actuaries to a group of association of actuaries. So it will be like a federation of associations. Because when we were 20, 30 actuaries under this individualized choice, I want to choose, you want to choose, everything, there were no really proper qualification. Who is a member of this IAA or not? We had statisticians, we had many people that are interested in the actuarial. In 1995, they took a decision that a new IAA should be formed, and all of a sudden, Society of Actuaries in America, Institute of Actuaries in the UK, the South African, the Canadian, and so on and so forth, and the German, the French, the Italian, moved into an association grouping this new federation, and in 1998, the new IAA is formed under this new platform with a very clear objective of looking at which association that can join the IAA and what is the category of this association into joining and what will be the qualification of the members of the association. So they put to be a full member association of the IAA, you have to have in place disciplinary process, code of conduct, and minimum syllabus for actual education. With these three things, you can apply, and there at that time, there's a committee at the IAA level would say, this association fits, matches all these three things, the code of conduct is correct, the disciplinary process is in due course, and the education level is up to a certain level. In the world, there are around 70,000 actuaries in the world, 70,000 actuaries in the world that are considered qualified actuaries in 110 countries. So we have, too bad you cannot see, but you will see it later on. And from 1998 onward, the actuarial profession is being regularized. The way insurance profession is being regularized in Tanzania. So what has happened since then? Many associations that are applying to become full member, they are missing one or two or the three elements of the requirement to become a full member. So the IAA established something called Associate Member Association, where the Associate Member Association has no right to vote and cannot have a member on the council of the IAA. And there are, right now, 74 full member associations that has 70,000 people, and there are 26 member associate member association. Associate member association. Here I would like to share with you, in the full member association level, there are 6 full member associations from Africa that are members, full member associations in the IAA. There are 6 member associations. Egypt is one that has through 23 full member fellows. Ghana is one. Egypt joined in 2000. Ghana joined in 1998. Kenya has 83 members. Morocco has 24. Nigeria has 12. And South Africa have 1,650 actuaries. So there are only 6 member associations that are full members of the IAA. There are 8 associate members associations in the IAA. Among these 8, we have Mozambique. In 2019 they applied and they accepted. Namibia in 2012. Tanzania, they applied in 2010. And now we are 2023. Usually associations that apply for association, usually they stay in that category for 5 years or so until they regularize their order to become a full member. There was a decision last year by the IAA that any association that is associate members that are not regularizing their application, they will be thrown out of the IAA. I have communicated this with AST in Tanzania, that they have to get their ass going, and they have to move into regularizing the association so they can buy time. Otherwise, by the end of this year, they'll be out of the IAA, and then you guys, you have a problem. Not being under one umbrella, then you have to become, I don't know where you will have to go. We have Togo, we have Tanzania, we have Uganda applied in 2012, and we have Zambia from 2013, and we have Zimbabwe as well. So, at one stage, 10, 15 years ago, it looked like some actuaries in these countries were active, associations were up and running, and then they became dormant. So this is what I want to share with you. In the IAA, as I mentioned, they have associations. Also, in the IAA, there are sections. sections are like subgroups of the IAA, but they have some kind of autonomy of their members. An actuary that is interested in life insurance or practicing in life insurance can join the life section. Actuary that's interested in general insurance can join the general section. Here I would like to mention that Aston, which is the section for the non-life insurance, predates the creation of the IAA. That tells you that actually in the non-life section were at that time sharing knowledge and serving their own community under a section before the IAA was created as a body of all actuaries. But after the creation of the IAA, Aston joined the IAA as a section, and after that we have a life section, we have a health section, and we have an investment section. I'm very proud to say, when the French Actuary Association requested from the IAA Council to have a section for investment for the people of you that are interested in finance and investment, the French society said, we need qualification and room for investment actuaries, and it took them like 6 months to 1 year to get that up and running. I was excited, and I put forward to start a health section. It took me 2 years to get the IAA to accept that because of the politics within the IAA. Some of the general actuaries they said, oh, we can do health. Some of the life actuaries said, we can do health. And some of the pension actuaries said, we can do health. My argument was, to do health insurance, you have to understand life, you have to understand general, and you have to understand pension. Because when you do health insurance, it's very similar to motor insurance, high frequency, low severity claims. However, it's similar to life insurance if you give long-term guarantees, and it's similar to pension insurance if you are going to do pre-funding of healthcare after retirement. So I'm very proud to say that I, the person, humble person sitting beside you, was the first person that insisted to establish a health section within the profession, because I'm a health actuary. So, in conclusion, I want to close where I open the issue of the profession. The IAA, I told you, takes place once every 4 years, create a congress. This is how it was more than 100 years ago. The new IAA, since 1998, kept that tradition of every 4 years to create a congress of actuaries. In 2018, the ICA 2018 took place in Berlin. And for the first time in Berlin, the first time for the actuarial profession, in Berlin, the actuarial profession established what they call virtual attendance for Congress. Virtual attendance for Congress. So people don't need to fly to Berlin to attend the Congress. You can attend the Congress virtually. This is before COVID. So that tells you actuaries have foresight. Actuaries have foresight. We establish virtual congresses before we are forced for virtual meetings. Right now, most of the meetings are on Zoom because COVID forced us to stay home and work on Zoom or hold meeting on Zoom. Actually, I'm very proud to say we established virtual congresses in 2018. After 4 years, which is 2022, we were supposed to have a congress, because I told the congresses every 4 years. But in 2020, COVID hit. We, the organizers of the congress at that time, 2020, were afraid that travel will be restricted in 2022, so they requested to move the congress to 2023. So it's been 5 years since our last congress. And also, since we already established a virtual congress, we decided to make a congress that is hybrid, in person and virtual at the same time. Now, what is the good story about you? In 2018, I was in charge of giving free attendance on congresses for universities in countries in developing, actuary developing countries. And at that time, we gave tickets to attend the Congress, University of Salaam. I don't think I knew in 2018 IFM. So, but we gave Rwanda, we gave University of Salaam, and we gave few other countries as well. The conditions that to give free tickets to attend the Congress, because if you go into the website and you want to attend the Congress individually, I think it will cost you like $700 to participate in the Congress. However, if the university agrees in our proposal that the Congress is aired live in a classroom, any of you can attend, and we will do the same thing with the IFM, and we'll do the same thing for the University of Uganda. And we announced that we will circulate it officially to the university. The only thing we ask the university is to have a classroom dedicated with airing the event, and people can attend live and can ask questions. One other advantage that once the Congress finishes, the documentation about the Congress will be available to you for a particular time, I don't know for how long, that people with a free ticket can share it and the teacher can discuss, because there will be all kind of scientific issues at the Congress. The Congress is 1 week and it is the end of May, I believe. So this is the last announcement as far as the Congresses are concerned. And since we are talking about money, and since our colleague from Uganda, he and I arrived early, so we had a chance to discuss actuary exams. And the session after the break will be very much talking about actuary education and actuary qualification. I would like to tell you, since now we're talking about money, we at Muhanna Foundation has announced, I don't know how many people have read that announcement, that we are willing to pay 50% of the exam of everybody who is a student today, or students that graduated within 1 year of their graduation. We will pay 50% of your exam, whether the society exam or the institute exam. We'll talk about the exam later on, and we hope ATI will also encourage employers to pay for exams for students who are working in the insurance industry. I know the Social Security industry in Tanzania has been very much generous in education to the actuarial staff. Many of them, they even have sent them overseas to study and to come back. So I'm sure they will welcome to pay maybe the full exam, not only 50%.